Hey, before we get to the vlog, I wanted to talk just a little bit, address something directly to Mike, MYK63, one of the other people that does Survivor vlogs here. Mike, I watched your vlog earlier today, and I should go back and watch it again. I didn't comment because I was in the process of eating at the time, but I watched it, and there's one thing that you said that really stuck out in my mind I wanted to address. You were wondering, was it sinful for Brandon to wear a bikini top to the challenge? And as a Christian, I can tell you that no, it wasn't sinful for Brandon to do that. I think a better word would have been disturbing. Hey Survivor Geeks, how are ya? Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't do one of these last week, and I'm kind of late getting it done this week. It's just my schedule is completely ridiculous lately, and I'm getting married soon, and that's probably going to throw things off even more that week. So maybe next season I'll actually be at this full time. We'll see. But I really wanted to talk about this week's episode. It was a pretty decent episode. I'm not going to talk about the entire episode though this time. There's one thing I want to talk about, and I suppose you already know what it's going to be. And that is, yes, Rick finally said something. I know. That was amazing. That was amazing that Rick finally actually opened his mouth and said something. But no, what I want to talk about is Ozzy's decision to go to Redemption Island and try to beat Christine. A lot of people are debating about whether, I've kind of peeked at the message boards and stuff, and a lot of people are debating whether that was a good move or not. So I thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. Under certain circumstances, I would say that it was a great idea to send somebody to Redemption Island, somebody who's really good at most any kind of challenge, somebody like Ozzy. There's not much that guy can't do. Under certain circumstances, I would say it would be a good idea to send somebody to Redemption Island to keep anybody from the opposing tribe from staying in the game. You know what I mean? And on paper, it sounds like not a bad idea. Ozzy goes. There's this, girl who's been winning all the challenges, which is great. I'm really starting to respect Christine. I don't really like her yet, but I respect her because she's becoming a real powerhouse, and she's really holding her own there. So Ozzy wants to go and topple her and get her out of the game so she won't join the opposing side. But that right there, that's my first problem with it. If Ozzy and Cochran, which this is weird, Ozzy has played the game twice before, and Cochran is supposed to be the student of the game. He's supposed to be, know a lot about how Survivor works and so forth. So it just really amazes me that neither one of them caught on to the fact that Albert and Sophie are sitting there telling Michaela what to do during the challenge. So obviously, Apollo doesn't want Christine back. So what the logical thing for Christine would be to team up with Savaiu, right? So why aren't Cochran and Ozzy figuring this out? Ozzy's not a great player strategically, and he doesn't have the brains for the game. He's really good at challenges, but he's not that good at playing the game strategically and understanding the game on a more intellectual level. But Cochran, I was hoping would emerge as being some, master of the game. But I don't think that's going to happen. If he's not smart enough to realize, okay, those guys are rooting for Michaela, so they must not like Christine. So we could probably have her when she comes back into the game. Honestly, I do like Cochran a lot. I still like Cochran. He's probably my favorite. Him and Don. But I would have voted his butt out of there. He should have gone to Redemption Island instead of Ozzy. That's another thing I didn't like about Ozzy going. Really, Cochran screwed up that challenge bad. And, they probably would have won, but Cochran was, just messing around with the ropes, and I don't know what he was doing. By the way, I do want to mention this too, real quick. That was very surreal at the end of that challenge when Coach is screaming at everybody to get on their knees and pray, and then Ozzy runs over and he's like doing some karate thing on the wall, and it was very surreal, very weird. I just felt like both of the returning players were about to go psychotic and kill everybody. Just, I don't know. The Coach is becoming some sort of psychotic cult leader, forcing people to pray when they don't want to pray. And I am religious myself, but people shouldn't be forced to pray, Coach. Jeez. But anyway, back to the Ozzy thing. I just think it's a bad idea. But plus they're counting way too much on the merge coming. They think the merge is right around the corner, and Ozzy having played the game twice before and knowing that you can't. What was the first season he played in? Right, it was Cook Islands. He shows up and Jeff says, "We're going to divide the teams by race." They've never done this before, so Ozzy ought to know you can't expect anything on Survivor, And then he played again, the fans versus favorites, but I guess he would have known at a time what was going to happen, what the big twist was going to be. But so now Ozzy is expecting the merge to come, and so is Cochran, because it came at 12 people last season. I don't remember, but apparently, I'm guessing that's what they're going by. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be at 12 people this season. It might be at 11. It might be at 10. Who knows? It doesn't always happen at the same time. So they're really putting a lot at stake for a merge that might not happen. And now Ozzy might be off at Redemption Island, or maybe even gone out of the game at the next challenge, and they've got Cochran there instead of Ozzy, and they could really use Ozzy. They're neck and neck with the other tribe. They really need somebody to keep them winning. Make sure that they merge as close to even as possible, if not with more. So that was dumb, and I don't really understand why Ozzy gave his immunity idol to Cochran anyway, and I don't really understand why Ozzy is trusting these people the way he is, because what he's doing takes some trust. A couple of weeks ago they were all against him. They voted his playmate out. They got rid of Elise, so I don't know why he's putting all this trust in them now. I don't know. If it was Cochran, I wouldn't be giving that immunity idol back. He probably will, because Ozzy kept him from being voted out this week. But I don't know. If I was Cochran, I'd be like, "Hey, you gave it to me. It's mine now." Plus Ozzy. See, another problem is Ozzy is now on Redemption Island. You never want to be away from the tribe. You always want to be nearby and find out. This was so stressed so much back in the time when they had the Exile Island thing. Somebody would get exiled, and Jeff would say, when they were away from the tribe for 3 days, and it's really tough to be away from the tribe, and things are happening, and you're not a part of it. So Ozzy's putting himself in that position where now these people can wheel and deal and think about how they're going to get rid of him, and he's not there to find out what's going on. So just on all kinds of levels, certain situations maybe this would be a good idea, but on all kinds of levels, I just think this was a bad idea. It's an interesting move, very interesting move. Maybe it'll play out for them. Maybe it'll all turn out okay, but I just think that this is going to turn out to bite them on the butt somehow. But we'll see. But I have to say before I go that this has been a really good season so far. It's been a long time, I think, since I finished watching an episode, and I want to see the next one right away. I don't remember feeling like this since the early days of the show. So this may go down as being one of the better seasons ever. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really enjoying it. I like a lot of the people there. They're at least interesting. Even if I don't like them, they're at least interesting. Yeah, and there's just people who are actually there to play the game. I love that. Jim is there to play the game. Albert seems to be playing. Keith is kind of playing. Whitney's kind of playing, Ozzy's playing, Coach is playing, Sophie's playing. I mean, like, all these people are really wanting to play the game, and Rick is, well, I don't know. Rick is a mannequin. I swear, Rick is not real. Rick is just a cardboard cutout of Sam Elliott when he was young or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, Survivor Geeks.